Welcome students, we are going to discuss new poem Wind by Subramanya Bharati. Before the beginning of this poem, we will focus on the author, about the poet Subramanya Bharati. See, Subramanya Bharati was born on 11 December 1882 and died on 11 September 1921. He was born on 11 December 1882, died on 11 September 1921. He was a Tamil writer. Subramanya Bharati was a Tamil writer, poet, journalist, Indian independence activist, social reformer, and polyglot, popularly known as Mahakavi Bharati, great poet Bharati. So that was the introduction of Subramanya Bharati. He was not only a poet but also journalist, Indian independence activist, social reformer, and polyglot. And he was popularly known as Mahakavi Bharati, great poet Bharati. He was a pioneer of modern Tamil poetry and is considered one of the greatest Tamil literary figures of all time. Okay, modern Tamil poetry. He wrote modern Tamil poetry. He was a pioneer. Okay, Tamil literary figures of all time. His numerous works included fairy songs, kindling patriotism during the Indian independence movement. He fought for the emancipation of women against child marriage, stood for reforming Brahmanism and religion. He was also in solidarity with Dalits and Muslims. So this is the work. These were the deeds done by Subramanyam Bharati. So here we see the brief introduction of Subramanyam Bharati, who was a Tamil poet writer. He was a Tamil writer, he was a Tamil poet, he was a journalist also, Indian independence activist also, social reformer also. He was popularly known as Mahakavi Bharati. He was a pioneer of modern Tamil poetry. He was a pioneer of modern Tamil poetry, and he also did a lot of work. He wrote fairy songs, he wrote patriotic songs. He fought for the emancipation of women against child marriage. He stood for reforming Brahmanism and religion. Okay, so these were the work, and this is the introduction of Subramanyam Bharati. Now come to introduction of the poem. Introduction of the poem, we will see what is the poem about. We all know that wind is a natural phenomenon. Wind is a natural phenomenon. We all know this. In this poem, the poet talks to the wind. So here we see the conversation between poet and the wind. The power of wind has been described, and the poet says that wind is destructive. Meaning is this, that the conversation is going to take place between the poet and the wind, and the poet has described the destructive nature of the wind. He has linked the destructive power of wind to the adversities of life, and says that the weak people break down, but stronger people emerge out of adversities stronger. So here the poet has described the destructive power of wind. Here he told us that wind refers to the adverse conditions of life. He has linked the destructive power of wind to the adversities of life. He tells that a strong man faces the adversities of his life boldly, whereas the weak person fails to face the adversities of life. And here, wind symbolizes the adverse conditions of life. Weak person breaks down before the adversities of life, but a strong man, a powerful man, faces adversities of life boldly, courageously, with full enthusiasm. The poem gives an important message that we should be mentally tough and physically strong in order to survive the hardships of life. This is the message of the poem. The message of the poem is that a man should face the adversities of life boldly, courageously. He must be mentally strong and physically strong in order to face the hardships of life or difficulties of life. A weak person breaks down like a weak building and crumbles. The poet is saying a weak person breaks down just like the weak building before the adverse conditions of life. We must make these destructive forces our friends. That was the lesson. We should make strong adverse conditions of life friend with our strength and determination. With our strength and determination, we should make adverse conditions of life our friend. We make destructive forces our friend so that we can easily face them. We can easily face them. That was the message. So this is the introduction of the poem. So इंट्रोडक्शन हम देखते हैं कि पोएट इस बात पे फोकस करता है कि विंड की क्या है, एक पावरफुल डिस्ट्रक्टिव एलिमेंट है. विंड को इन्होंने सिंबलाइज किया है, उसको जोड़ा है जीवन की कठिनाइयों से. उनका कहना है कि एक व्यक्ति को विंड या जीवन की कठिनाइयों को सामना करना चाहिए, उसके सामने घुटने नहीं टेकने चाहिए, हार नहीं माननी चाहिए. और बहादुर व्यक्ति वो होता है जो कि एडवर्स कंडीशंस को फेस करता है बोल्डली. वीक पर्सन की नहीं जो उसके सामने हार मान जाते हैं. उनका कहना है कि जब भी एडवर्स कंडीशन हमारे जीवन में आए तो हमें उसे फेस करना चाहिए. हमें उसे मेंटली और फिजिकली स्ट्रांग होकर के उसको फेस करना चाहिए. और हमें चाहिए कि एडवर्स कंडीशन को एक फ्रेंड के रूप में उसे बनाना चाहिए. मेक दिस इन डिस्ट्रक्टिव फोर्सेस को, हार्डशिप्स को अपना दोस्त बनाना चाहिए अपने स्ट्रेंथ और डिटर्मिनेशन के कारण. सो दैट वाज द लेसन ऑफ दिस पोएम. द मैसेज ऑफ दिस पोएम इज टू फेस द हार्डशिप्स ऑफ लाइफ with full enthusiasm, courage, valor, boldness. Okay, so that is the introduction of the poem and the message of the poem. Now we move towards the first stanza of the present poem. As we have discussed that in this poem, the poet talks of wind. The poet is doing conversation with wind. Now see, addressing to wind, he said, "Oh, wind, come softly." So he is requesting to wind, come slowly. Don't break the shutters of the windows. don't scatter the papers, don't throw down the books on the shelf. There, look what you did. You threw them all down. You tore the pages of the books. You brought rain again. You are very clever at poking fun. Poking fun means making fun of something. At weaklings. Weaklings here means weak person. A person who is weak. So here in this stanza, we see that the poet is requesting wind to blow softly, to come softly. Here he says that if you do not come softly, if you come fastly, if you are strong, then what will happen? You will break the shutter of the window, you will scatter the papers, you will throw down the books on the shelf. And further he says, look what you have done. Addressing to wind, poet says, what you have done? You threw them all down. You threw books down. You tore the pages of the books. You have destroyed the pages of the book. You brought rain again. And you are very clever. Wind is very clever at poking fun at weaklings, making fun of something. So here wind is making fun of the weaklings. So इस स्टैंजा हम देखते हैं कि पोएट रिक्वेस्ट करता है विंड से कि तुम धीरे से आओ, नहीं तो तुम क्या करोगी, अगर तेजी से आओगे तो क्या करोगे। विंड से रिक्वेस्ट करता है पोएट कि तुम धीरे आओ, और जो विंडो के शटर हैं उसको मत ब्रेक करो, पेपर्स को मत स्कैटर करो, बुक्स को सेल्फ से मत गिराओ। फिर कहता है देखो तुम तेज आइए, तुम तेज आए, विंड स्ट्रॉन्ग आया तो क्या हुआ, तुमने जो है सारी बुक्स को नीचे कर दिया, बुक्स के पेजेस को फाड़ दिया और तुमने रेन लेके आया। तुम बहुत चालाक हो, लोगों के फन बनाने में, स्पेशली वीकलिंग्स के जो वीक होते हैं उनका फन बनाने में तुम्हें बहुत अच्छा लगता है, उनका एन्जॉयमेंट करने में, उनका मजाक उड़ाना तुम्हें बहुत अच्छा लगता है। सो दैट इज़ द सिंपल मीनिंग ऑफ द विंड, दिस पोएम. So here in this stanza, the poet has described the destructive nature of wind. The poet has described the destructive nature of the wind. When the wind blows strongly, then what will happen? It will break the shutter of the window, it will scatter the papers, it will throw down the books on the shelf. And the latter part of this stanza, he says that the wind has done. What wind has done? Wind has broken the shutter of the window, wind has scattered the papers, wind had thrown down the books on the shelf, wind had brought rain, and wind is very clever. Wind makes fun of weaklings. Wind makes fun of weaklings. So that is the meaning of the stanza number 1. When we focus on the literary devices used in this stanza, first one is anaphora. When a word is repeated at the start of 2 or more consecutive lines, it is the device of anaphora. In line 2, 3, 4, you see this line begins with don't. Yes, you don't break, don't scatter, don't throw. So in these consecutive lines, what happened? The line it begins with don't. Okay, that's why there is anaphora. Anaphora कब होगा? जब consecutive lines में वर्ड की रेपिटेशन होगी। वो एक वर्ड जब रिपीट करता है कॉन्जिक्यूटिव लाइंस में बिगनिंग में, तो वहाँ क्या होता है? एनाफोरा होगा, जैसा कि हमने लाइन नंबर 2, 3 और 4 में देखा। नेक्स्ट पर्सोनिफिकेशन है। विंड हैज़ बीन पर्सोनिफाइड व्हेन द पोएट सेज यू आर, हियर ही इज रेफरिंग टू विंड। यू डैट मीन्स ही इज ट्रीटिंग विंड एज अ पर्सन। इसके लेटर पार्ट में हम देखते हैं जहाँ पे पोएट कहता है you threw, you tore, you brought, you are very clever. So here in these lines what happened? Wind has been personified. Wind का क्या हो गया है? Personification किया है, you threw them all. Okay. So this is the stanza number 1 we have seen. That is the simple meaning of stanza number 1. Now we move towards stanza number 2. Frail crumbling. Crumbling means falling or to cause something to break. Again, the poet is focusing on the breaks done by wind. Frail, crumbling houses. Wind breaks houses. Crumbling doors. It breaks doors also. Crumbling rafters. Rafters, you see, sloping beam which support the roof of the building. Means the roof of the building was destroyed. Crumbling wood. Wood has been destroyed. Crumbling bodies have been destroyed. Crumbling lives have been destroyed. Crumbling hearts have been destroyed. These things were destroyed in the presence of wind. The wind god winnows. Winnows here means to broke grain or to separate grain from husk by blowing on it. Wind god winnows and crushes them all. So again, the poet has described the destructive nature of the wind in stanza number 2 also. According to him, when the wind blows hardly, when the wind blows fastly, then what happens? It will break the houses, it will destroy doors, it will destroy rafter, it will destroy wood, bodies, lives, hearts. These things were destroyed in the presence of wind. And wind god winnows. Winnowing is a process, you know it very well, and curses them all. Separation of grain from the husk, that is winnowing. So again, the poet has described the destructive nature of wind. What will be destroyed? Life will be destroyed, hearts will be destroyed, bodies will be destroyed, wood will be destroyed, roof of the building will be destroyed, doors will be destroyed, houses will be destroyed in the presence of wind, hard wind. So इस पूरे स्टैंजा हम देखते हैं कि जो विंड की डिस्ट्रक्टिव नेचर, विंड हाउस को डिस्ट्रॉय करता है, डोर्स, राफ्टर, वुड, बॉडीज, लाइव्स, हार्ट्स को डिस्ट्रॉय करता है, और विंड गॉड जो है विनोइंग प्रोसेस में हेल्प करता है, जो ग्रेन्स को सेपरेट करता है हस्क से. नाउ वी फोकस ऑन द literary devices. Repetition. You see, crumbling, this term is repeated again and again in the stanza, is repeated many times to lay emphasis. The poet wants to say that the wind crushes everything that is weak. That is why he repeats the word crumbling, crumbling, crumbling. Wind destroys everything. Alliteration is present, the repetition of a consonant sound in the close connection, wind winnows. You see, wind god winnows. Here there is a figure of speech alliteration. तो यहाँ पे हम दो लिटरेरी डिवाइसेस पाते हैं. पहला क्या है? क्रम्बलिंग वर्ड्स की रेपिटेशन हुई है, जो कि रेपिटेशन एक फिगर ऑफ स्पीच हो गया है. और दूसरा क्या है? विंड विनोज में फिगर ऑफ स्पीच क्या है? alliteration है. That is all which we have discussed in the present poem. So here, especially in these two stanzas, the poet has focused on the destructive nature of wind. What is the impact of the wind if it blows hardly? So that's why the poet requests wind to come softly, to blow softly, so that destruction cannot take place. So, thank you.